You're locked into Hits 92.3. The views, stories, and opinions shared on this program belong solely to the hosts and their guests. They do not represent the views of Hits 92.3 Radio, management, staff, partners, advertisers, parent companies, or affiliates. And if you don't know what any of that means, listener discretion is advised. Now sit back, turn up your volumes, and enjoy the content from one of the greatest, dopest radio personalities to ever touch this microphone in 3, 2, 1. And we are back. She Unfiltered Radio Show right here on Hits 92.3. It is another Wednesday. We got our Poor Truth. We got a lot of stuff that we're going to talk about today. And the conversation that we have today is healing generational behaviors. Of course, you know, we got our moment with Angie B and our Let's Chat with Ashley Nicole. We got all of that coming up. She Unfiltered Radio.
She, She unfiltered, turning up the heat. Midday vibes, got that 12 to beat. For the grown women, on bold and free. Mothers, wives, and entrepreneurs, that's the key. Over 40, but still on the rise. We got ambition, we got fire in our eyes. From empty nesters to dreamers, making moves. We walk through life, breaking all the rules. We got wisdom, that's sexy, no drama here. Transparent and real, let's make it clear. We're all in this together, no shame, no disguise. Honest conversations, we're never telling lies. Wisdom is sexy, transparency is power. We got strength that can last for hours. From healing to hustle, we've come so far. We're shining like diamonds, we're raising the bar. She unfiltered, we take on the world. Don't normally women, every flag unfurled. We speak the truth, no fear, no doubt. It's 92.3, we're what it's all about. 12 to 2, you know where to be. Tune in for the vibe, you'll feel so free. Yeah, we're living life, we're making it right. In the city with ambition in sight. Coast with love, we got a vibe that's true. Over 40 and we're starting a new. Single, dating, but loving our lives. Within each other we continue to thrive. No matter the phase, no matter the way. We're showing the world that life's a display. Wisdom is sexy, transparency is power. We got strength that can last for hours. From healing to hustle, we've come so
All right. We are back.
Hey, y'all. I'm sorry. I was just contemplating whether I put these nuts in my mouth. But I decided not
I already put them in mine. So
I'm not. I don't.
we're good.
I don't want nothing in my teeth while we record.
Okay, so today, girls, the moment with Angie is a little, I might cry. So just bear with me, okay?
Okay.
So Mother's Day. Happy belated Mother's Day to all the mothers. Anyway.
Happy belated.
So my oldest son, who's 23, he went to Rolling Loud. He goes every year, and he decided to go. So it was cool. He called me when he got there, called me, showed me the house, and then he called me Friday morning. So Friday night, Saturday night, didn't hear from him at all.
Okay.
It was so strange to me because I'm like, okay, I'm texting him, nothing. Then his phone started going to voicemail. So now I'm panicking because I'm like, okay, I don't know where my child is. And the last time I talked to him was on Friday, and nothing. So now I'm freaking out. I told my mom, she was like, okay, that's unheard of. Mother's Day came Sunday, still nothing from him. 2:00 Mother's Day comes, still nothing from him. Phone going straight to voicemail, like nothing. So now I'm freaking out. I called the police in Orlando. I said, I'm sorry, but can I do a welfare check? I knew where he was at. I knew the address. The officer goes to the house. He calls me back like 10 minutes later and say, he's not there. He was like some older white Caucasian man answered the door. And he said that it was him and his colleagues. They're on a work trip. Now I am freaking out now. I'm like, oh my God, I don't know. So I put a thing on Facebook and said, if there's anybody in Orlando, please contact me. I need a big favor.
I didn't even see that.
Girl, yeah. So one of my homeboys hit me up. He actually knows the vice mayor in Orlando.
Okay.
So the vice mayor got with the sheriff's department. So where the police went was the wrong house. My son was at the house behind that house. Okay. So they found him. Come to find out, my son dropped his phone in the mosh pit.
Oh,
on
wow.
Friday. Got smushed. Didn't have none of his information. He didn't know my number. So he didn't know my number by heart. He tried to send me an email, which I just got yesterday from somebody else who went to my spam. So he had tried to reach me, but I didn't find it.
Oh, my God.
Lord, so the officer called me back. He was like, I got somebody want to talk to. I said, you found him? They was like, yes, he was at the house behind. He was like, Mom, I'm so sorry. He just started apologizing.
Mommy,
he
who
was like,
cares?
He said, I know y'all thought I was dead. And I said, yeah, we did, son. He was like, but people in the house were laughing like, your mama sent the police to the house. And then one girl was like, she was like, I think that's so sweet. You should get your mother a nice gift.
Mm-hmm.
But shout out to the vice mayor of Orlando, Mike Scott, and Archangel Bryant. They came for me. Yes. They went and got my son a new phone and everything.
Oh, wow.
And then when he
That's
came
what's
back,
up.
they also went and took him to get me some perfume. And it smells really good. So he came back.
Take care of mama.
But parents, when your kids go out of town, let me just give you a little tip. Please make sure they know your number by heart, because a lot of people don't know numbers because it's in their phone. And then when something happens, they have no way of contacting you. And then when you locked out of stuff, your email, it all goes to your phone. When you have to verify,
it sure does.
If
you don't have that phone,
you can't do anything. So make sure they know the numbers, and just make sure they got an alternate phone too, like a little burner phone or something on the side, just in case stuff like that happens. Because baby, I was distraught, and I really feel like if anything happened to my kids, I probably wouldn't live to see the funeral because I would die.
Yeah,
I was like heartache.
Yeah,
just the thought of that like killed me. So. And shout out to Rahada and Jerome, because they rode over to one of his friends' house in Atlanta to help find. I mean, they just stepped up. Everybody stepped up helping me. So I appreciate y'all, and my Mother's Day turned out to be great.
Good. It freaked you out.
It freaked me out.
That made me think too, like just myself, I need to put numbers in, write it down and put it in your bag. Because I don't know I don't know anybody's number by heart.
I know.
I don't know my kids' number by heart either.
The only numbers I know by heart are my grandfather, because my granddaddy's house phone number has been the same since my mom was like 13. And my man, that's it.
Yeah. And know your emails too, because
I know
they're gonna ask you to verify. You ain't got that phone. You can't do it.
Dang.
And I know his email address, and I know my kids' email address. All those by heart. Yeah. I made my kids' email address so simple so that we could know them. For that reason.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So
that's crazy. Yeah. Right.
And the reason why is because you can't get in, that old phone will still be attached to all of those emails. So you can still use that old phone to get back in. Right. Sometimes you might know the email, but now you don't know the password. Or that dumb stuff talking about hit number 31.
Yes.
That goes to all of the phones that have been connected. So don't get rid of your old. When they ask you to do a trade-in, keep that phone. Be like that girl off of Love and Hip Hop when she pulled out 18 phones out of that bag.
That's me.
18 phones.
So,
that is me. I have about 6 phones, but they're not all active. But I still have. I'll keep my phones.
Oh, you don't give them back? Oh,
so I
still have them.
Me, if I can't back the phone up to put the stuff on the new phone, I keep it because I keep receipts.
That part too.
I got receipts from
that part too.
See, I never thought to keep the phone when I just
I keep the phone.
So I keep it. I get rid of it if I can back it up. So I got my phones that I got here, and I probably got like 3 phones at my house. Like I got a BlackBerry, still got the charger for the BlackBerry.
Oh, a BlackBerry.
Yeah, because the BlackBerry got some evidence on it.
Yeah.
Just in case
Just in case.
I asked my homegirl, like it was like a year ago, where I couldn't find my divorce decree, and I was like, it's somewhere, and I was like, I sent it to her, and she keeps everything. I text her, I said, do you have a copy of my divorce? And within seconds, she sent it back to me.
Yeah,
girl, you ain't got a phone. Girl,
it's in there now.
No.
But I could not find it.
Oh
yeah,
I have an actual folder with the heart. I have the original.
I might have it. I don't know.
All of my marriage certificate, all the things. But I'm glad I kept those documents because like your marriage certificate, that's my identity because I changed my name. But I was also glad that I had it because when they father got locked up overseas, it was easier for me to communicate with them because I just told him I was his wife.
Oh, and you had them,
and I had all of my documents, so it was easier.
That's what I need to do. I think I need to go get a copy of everything and keep it because I can't find none of this.
You need a copy of everything. And just keep it.
Yeah,
seriously. Like keep it in your safe. I keep it in the safe.
I'm glad y'all said I need to.
Miss Peachy time. Hey, Peachy. She said, hello, beautiful ladies. So glad your son is okay.
Girl, thank you.
Yeah, that's a lot.
But you know, I wasn't really on there because I was gonna say
I didn't see it.
Girl, I said if anybody in Orlando,
I barely posted this weekend. Everybody was probably shocked.
Yeah, because I didn't work Saturday. I didn't do nothing. I have a friend, her god baby graduated with her master's on Monday. So we spent all day Saturday with her. Like we did a cookout, then we went to like the club with her because my kids went with their dad for a couple hours.
Aw, cool.
So
okay.
Anyway.
Now look, I do have a I know this is off, but while we on the topic of certificates. Are y'all aware of the Dr. Cheyenne Bryant thing?
Girl, what?
I think we need to talk about it.
We are.
Let me tell
We're
you.
going to talk about that when we come back. We're going to take
why
a break
I'm late
real
this
quick.
morning.
We're going to take a break and we come right back. We're going to start that because that actually has to do with our conversation of the day.
Well, hello.
Healthy, what we say? Healing generational patterns. And she's a health doctor. She's a life coach. Yeah.
Life coach.
We'll be right back. She Unfiltered Radio.
Sky People Chief coming peace, love, and I'm just trying to see where you going with that on. You got cute for me.
Looking like my baby. I don't come in here unless they pay me. I've been here all night, I'm feeling wavy, but they closing down like the Calorie Road Macy's. Where we finna go, though? We can hit the time to take some photos. Girl, I got the smoke, but can you roll, though? You know I thought about you jumping on this pole. Go somewhere with all that over there you got. Running up my spot, do you running there a lot? You ran into a Roddy Rich, I'm good with the box. It'll be a remix, non-stop, let it rock.
Lala, yeah.
Look who bringing back Jet magazines, ain't it? Beauty of the week indeed, that's a queen, ain't it? And she throw back on the smoke. I asked what it is, she said the presidential shit, not that tangerine, ain't it? She said, boy, stop. You thought it, you tried it. I said, yeah, whatever, if it's so that I buy it. Windows to your soul, girl, I love the way your eyes get. When I look into them, I fall in a pool of violence. That's just what it's like, I got a jet that you can pilot. When we see each other, always frequent flyer mileage. It's always a laugh, she be like, boy, why you so childish? Because the internet, she said, jet be quiet. You know I'm a fool, Paramore, I'm a riot. Lock God is to a lock God, I'm a lion. You can't make you, we ain't been the best by it. You know what it is, me and Slim, we just vibing.
Hey, the secret's out. Hits 92.3 is now accepting submissions for brand new shows. That's right, you could become a radio personality right here on Hits 92.3, the real definition of internet radio. You don't have experience? That's okay. You don't live in Georgia? That's okay. You don't know what to do now? Now that's not okay. But your girl is here to help you out. Email us today at hits923newshow@gmail.com and tell us about your potential show with Hits. Again, that email address is hits923newshow@gmail.com. Don't be last. The slots are filling fast. All right. We are back. She Unfiltered Radio Show. The conversation that we have today is healing generational patterns, but we have a segue that's going to go into that conversation, and we're going to start with our doctor friend.
What doctor friend?
Who's a doctor today?
I am a doctor.
Me
today.
too.
I am too.
Me too.
I'm a doctor too.
Of what?
Mental health.
I'm a doctor of sex.
I'm a doctor of relationships.
And what are you a doctor of, Sunshine?
Boom.
So I'm a doctor and I own Spirit Airlines. So I'm doing pretty well these
Come on now.
days. Yeah,
I got my master's from Arkansas.
I'm doing pretty well.
Wait a minute.
Me too, girl.
Girl, when you graduated? I graduated right before they closed.
Right before literally
Me
the
too.
very last semester.
Wait, me too.
I'm glad
And
we
I
went
don't
out.
have my
We went out with a
transcript.
bang.
I don't have my transcripts.
And I graduated cum laude.
Me, girl,
Cum-
that was you.
Cum laude.
Cum laude. Yeah, girl, we did the damn thing. So yeah, you got 4 experts in the building. So
Yeah.
we're gonna talk about the one who's not a doctor, but we are though. We're literally doctors, even though we all went to the same school, and none of us can find our transcripts.
They lost.
Who want to start? Because I'm just finding out about it last night.
Okay, we're just gonna cut through the shit.
Cut through the shit.
Yeah. So everybody has heard about Dr. Cheyenne Bryant, and of course, what exactly she is. Is she a life coach?
She's a life coach.
Is she a psychologist?
A life coach.
Mental health director?
Life coach.
Okay. So what? Okay, Ashley, what qualifications do you need to be a life coach, if any?
It's like a class that they take to be a life coach. You don't even have to have your life together for real to be a life coach. You can no, I'm serious, because somebody that I know personally, I'm not gonna put them out there, but they're very good with what is it called? Helping people, putting motors in their back,
Making them feel good
make
about
them feel
life.
real good about different things and their goals, and they can walk you through the path. They just haven't crossed the path themselves. And they just took a class. It was an online class they took. They did it for a weekend, and they got a certificate, and they're a life coach.
And you can
But
practice.
when you do when they do the class for being a life coach, like it gives them workbooks. It gives them like templates that they can send people to it gives them like a starter kit. You get a starter kit.
Okay.
So how like basically if you want to take I use my industry. If you want to take a braid class, they give you your starter kit so that you can go out, and when you leave you can actually practice. It's the same. So
I just asked ChatGPT. They said there's actually no universal license required to call yourself a life coach, but these are some of the combinations: real life experiences. For example, confidence after 40. She's just going off of what I talk about here. Reinvention, relationship, entrepreneurship, media, yada yada yada. Communication skills. Number 2, optional certification.
That's it right there.
Yeah, you just said that.
What is that?
International Coaching Federation.
Because you can get certifications.
Yep.
And when you
And you can go for a couple of hours.
Yeah, like when you
A
get
niche.
the people it depends on who you go to. They have some for $50. They have some, like one lady charged like $250 to take her course, and she trains you to be a life coach.
So do you guys think that
We are life coaches. This show is being a life coach. If people tune in, they're like,
Put
you
that
know
on my
what?
resume.
Yeah,
A
we
life
are
coach.
life coaches. We're just not certified. Like it's not on a sheet of paper with our name behind it. But I mean, the doctors isn't either.
But there's something that she said in her interview that kind of made me feel a little. She told me that she went and tried to get the trans. Well, she didn't tell me.
It's like, oh,
She
you should have
told
brought
people.
her in.
My bad.
She
My
told-
bad.
She told her to come on the
I
show.
should have. Yeah,
people.
you open. Come on in, girl. But she said that she went to the school, tried to get the transcripts, and they told her, they didn't, that they don't have it, and they said they'll give her a refund. A refund? So
they don't keep it past, because it was like they don't keep it past 2 years or something.
Yeah, and they're like, we can give you all your money back, but how?
Yeah, I want the certificate.
I want my back.
I want the certification. I read that too.
That's what it said.
Yes, it's funny.
I got a couple tiki tots, but we gonna start with her.
Okay.
The conversation about your doctorate because people can't find your dissertation online.
Mm-hmm.
How are you responding to that in this new era of your life?
I'm going to clear it up once on here. I'm not doing it again. And I'm clearing it up for my doc squad, for my fan base, for my audience who deserve to hear me address it. For the folks who have already made up their mind to not like me or not understand me, listen, I don't give a fuck what your narrative is. I would like for you to recreate it, double down on it, and run that shit, because I don't give a fuck about it. Now, to my doc squad, my fan base, my folks, you know, my village, it's very simple. I went to a school, Argosy University, completed an entire program. I went back online to get my official transcripts because I was applying to a law school many years ago to be a professor there. And I had to provide my transcripts, right, to get hired. And I went to contact the school and say, hey, I need my official transcripts. I need my entire thing. And there was no school. I was like, okay, I'm confused. I Google. It says this school has been shut down. I said, oh, well, they got to have records. I mean, they were accredited when I attended the school. They were accredited when I finished the program. I go and look, there is a third party that has the records. Why I contact the third party, that third party only holds records for 2 years. I was past my 2 years. So that means that I had no access to records. And then I contacted, financial aid. You can't make up financial aid. It shows that I paid for a doctoral program alongside my master's program and my undergrad program. And they said, we can fully refund you your money under one circumstance. We give you your money back. You don't get credit for not a class, a course, a program you took in this university, at this institute. So do you want us to refund you? Or do you want us not? I said no, because I didn't want to risk the chance of them saying, well, we're going to give you back your money, and it wipes out your entire program. Luckily, I had, I do this with all of the schools. I had downloaded from the actual student portal my transcripts at that time, and I was able to get just about all of my transcripts, including up to like dissertation. But everything else, there's just no holding take for any of our records, which I think is completely effed up. Just in general.
They are going to kill you online this week. They're going to say she has no records. They just want to hate you regardless. But
no, that's fine. And it's not even that there's no records that I don't. The school had a third party that carried the records only for a limit of 2 years. So it's not me. It's any student that attended Argosy. But again, it doesn't, how can I say it? It doesn't affect me, because if I chose to go get a license as an LMFT, I have my master's in marriage and child therapist. I have my hours. I can just take that and say, hey, let me submit these for licensure, and I want to go sit for my exam, and I'll have to do a study. I don't need a doctorate in counseling psychology to go get licensed as a therapist. That's what we're all missing.
So I, too, have been following the Cheyenne Smouye Is She a Doctor conversation. As a verifiable doctor, I feel like as I was watching the Breakfast Club interview that she was doing, all I could think is, girl, why would this be the lie that you chose? Why is this the lie that I could think of 9 million better lies than the one you sitting here telling. She never mentions the one thing that actually makes a doctor a doctor. Never mentions that body of work. She continues to talk about the coursework. So let's say for shits and giggles, she did at the very least complete this coursework. She would be considered what's called ABD, all but dissertation. You're still then not Dr. Bryant. ABD does not give you the title of Dr. Bryant. If in fact she completed it, the mention of the school being closed down means nothing. You know what's not closed down? ProQuest. I'd have sent that link. The ProQuest, that defended body of work, the body of work that actually makes you doctor, instead of hooting and hollering on a Breakfast Club about how you don't care about what people think. Clearly you do. Okay? And if I'm going to do that, I'm going to shut the congregation up with the link. Ain't nothing to talk about. Yeah, Envy, ain't nothing to talk about. Hit peep the link. Charlamagne, there's nothing to talk about. Peep the link. Yeah. Oh, okay. Girl, now Cheyenne Smouye. Girl, that's embarrassing.
Oh gosh. I mean, that's embarrassing. Did they put her on the spot, or did she know they was gonna have that conversation?
Girl, this is the thing. That's the conversation everywhere right now. So you know, at some point, it's a 99% chance these people gonna bring this up. 'Cause it's all over social media.
Yeah.
It's all over social media.
But
That's
I don't know why
horrible.
you would. And that's her. If she want to tell the story, that's her. But why?
Why fabricate?
Yeah, like something like that. Like, why would you do that?
Yeah.
You were doing good.
She could have said she was an honorary doctor like everybody else.
Somebody else.
Everybody is an honorary doctor. You could be an honorary doctor.
But I think
Everybody I know is an honorary
but you
doctor.
know what? I think that takes away from the people who actually put in the work.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because like, it's a lot. My sister, I have my sister that's right after me, and then I have a really close friend. They both are in the process of getting their doctorates. My friend is actually on her second. The process to see these people manage work, manage life, manage kids, and to write a dissertation is phenomenal.
Yeah.
And I mean, these are both two women who have multiple businesses. They have multiple jobs, like just crazy. Just imagine your lifetime's 10. You get what I'm saying? I think that just no.
But how does that work though? Because how do you, when they give these people these honorary doctorates, what is it legit? Like they can go, like it's real?
No, it's like it's a honorary, like it's an honor to do work in your community.
Yeah.
It's pretty much what it is. Like it's actually, it may have been free when it first started coming around, but you actually have to pay for that. You got to put in certain hours of, community work and you get these, but people are paying for them. But you can't go and like practice with that.
Right, that's what I like.
No, it's not that.
Just from
But everybody don't want to necessarily practice. They just want the title behind their name.
Mm-hmm.
That's true.
But some people actually do work in their community, so I get why they have it, and it just looks better on the resume as well. Yeah. But I got offered it at one point when it was before it was a real big thing, and my thing was I just didn't want to disrespect the actual real doctors.
My thing is,
I just didn't want to. And then having to explain that I'm not an actual doctor. They were like, Dr. Kells, wait. Oh, what do you practice? No. It's an honor. I don't want to have to do that all the time.
It kind of takes away from the people that did earn it. You know what I mean? Which ain't fair to them, but it's when you get certain amount of money, you get whatever you want.
That's what I was about to say. I mean, a lot of people, it's not fair, but nothing in life is really fair. Mm-hmm. It's kind of like it's all on who you know, not what you know.
Yeah.
What you can pay for, what you can't pay for.
That's that part too. Because you have to actually be referred to even get it. Yeah. So you can't just walk in somewhere and be like, hey, I want to buy my honorary doctorate.
But then again, like she said, can I go back to my school and tell them, look, I ain't using this degree. Can I get my money back? I don't want it no more.
Nobody gonna say that.
All I got to say is
that's so true.
I got a couple associate's degrees. And then I'm like probably a year away from having a bachelor's. Mm-hmm. Can I call them schools back?
Can be like, look,
I've never heard.
I'm not using these.
I Googled it. I don't never want to be like it, but I did Google and said, is it possible for you to get your money back from courses you? And Google said
no way.
But I know Google ain't can't take it. But no, who giving money back to it?
I'm about to say that's just you giving somebody their money back if they can't take the course from you. Oh, okay.
I bet no student financial. I don't think financial aid even do no refund.
No, I don't think they do at all.
Financial aid does interest,
right?
And they'll put it off, but you still always. I always say you can never go broke when someone owes you.
Because I need to.
It's always somebody that owes you
right there.
So do y'all feel like this is gonna hurt? What do you think the outcome?
It's not gonna hurt her. I don't think it's gonna hurt her because I don't think people were going to her for her actual degree. They're going to her for advice. So if they like her advice that she gives, That's not gonna, like, if I go somewhere and they've been doing my hair for years and I find out Ashley don't have a license, I'm not gonna I'm not gonna stop going to Ashley because she don't have her license and she been doing my hair bomb for years. I'll keep going to Ashley.
Yeah,
she has her license. I'll just using her because she does hair.
But you know what though, as a person, like from a personal standpoint, I wouldn't believe that come out of your mouth. Like it would make me look at you different because you just tell all these people that
you're a doctor.
Yeah, and you're not. I don't believe nothing come out of your mouth. So I think it would hurt from a personal standpoint with relationships she's built.
Yeah, I think it went too far.
She just went too far. But I think she couldn't take it back.
Yeah, I think that people really go to her for her internet exposure for real. Yeah. I don't think they really go to her for the credentials because a lot of people, like, let's be realistic. A lot of people, when you go to therapists or you go to doctors, you really look up their credentials.
You don't. Most people do not look that up.
Like, I'm just saying, like, let's be realistic. Do you really look at their credentials? So let me tell you, I tried, for me as a hairstylist, I took my license off of the wall a couple of times when I had new clients come in. None of them asked me my credentials. They didn't care. They just liked my work.
I don't think I've ever went to a salon and was like, do you have your license? I don't think my barber used to cut my hair for years, at least 10. And then he hit me up and he was showing me pictures of him doing wig heads. And I was like, oh, like you going to cosmetology school? He was like, no, they changed the rules at this barbershop. So now I have to have my license. You've been cutting my hair for 10 years and you ain't had no license? He was like, no.
The thing is,
he never had a license.
A lot of people learn off of viewing. School is really just to teach you, like sanitation and, like stuff like that, and client protection. It's not really to teach you how to do hair, how to cut hair. They teach you the basics. I mean,
and saying that you're qualified to do it.
No fire barber has become a fire barber just from going to
right.
Now, you know what, though? I will say, when I got my accreditation, which I worked, it took me 3 years. I failed that test 3 times. And I passed on the 4th time. And then to come to find out when I passed it, it's so many people that are doing claims that aren't accredited and charging way more than what I charge. And they tell you, if you charge people to do this, you can be prosecuted. But there's so many people doing it. So it made me feel a certain type of like, man, I worked my ass off to get this accreditation. And this lady said, well, this girl only charged this much. And I'm like, she ain't accredited. You look her up, she's not there. But it kind of hurt my feelings sometimes. I'd be like, people like, you don't charge enough. You must not have your stuff. It makes me feel like I did this for nothing.
Yeah.
Like
and this for what is this? The profession?
VA claim. So I have
VA claims.
Yeah.
Okay.
It sucks sometimes.
So why don't you just take your prices up?
I keep saying that, but at the same time, I don't like charging. I know I'm gonna get hit. I don't like charging people for something that doesn't take me a long time to do. It may take me 10 minutes to
That's
do.
Fair.
I charge $300. They charge $1,000.
Girl,
and they like, you shortchange yourself.
Go to $500.
So I have a friend like that.
I'm like that.
And she was just teaching a class on it. And people were saying, how it doesn't take long. So it was like, oh, I can charge this, but it's not. The thing is, the people can't do it without you.
Yep.
So you have to charge what you feel like you're worth. It's not necessarily the time frame that you can do it. It's your skill set. So you have to charge for your skill set.
See, and that's why
I'm not saying that's the thing. I'm not saying charge $1,000. But if you see that, like if you look at the margin where everybody is, try to meet in the middle. Don't shortchange yourself.
I do that all the time.
I learned, and going forward, I had to take the prices back up because when we were in the suite on the opposite end of this building, the rent over there was $3,500. So I took the shows up to $100 an hour. When we moved over here, I took it back down to $75 because I'm like, oh, it's not as much rent. It's not as big. So I can come down because we came down. I should have kept the same because we've lost shows. I had more people paying at $100 versus $75.
Really?
I had way more shows. Yep.
See, I gotta be a better businesswoman. I be looking
Me
at
too.
it from a client. I'm like, if that was me, I wouldn't want her to charge me that. And my people like, why you do that? You're a business. Charge what you worth.
Yeah.
And I'm getting there, but it's a struggle sometimes.
Yeah.
I see people that I look at like, man, I know they can't pay this, so I'm not gonna charge them.
But you never can say what a person can't pay because people pay for what they want. You get what I'm saying?
True.
So like, as much as I hate paying for certain things, I pay for what I want. And if people do it, like you get your nails done, right? You gonna go away.
Yep. 2 things when you just said that when I got my nails done. Was that yesterday? Yep, I went yesterday, and I was asking, we always ask how business is going. He was like, business is steady. He was like, I haven't gotten a lot of new clients, but I haven't lost any either. So in my mind, I was like, okay, well, some businesses are still holding on. He was like, we're not struggling at all. It's steady. Yeah. So I'm like, okay, people are spending money, you still getting their nails done, that everybody ain't broke. We went to the movies at the Braves Stadium last night, and we drove around for 15, 20 minutes trying to find parking because didn't realize it was a Braves game last night. And I was like, it's a Tuesday night. We're going to the 9:30 show, and everybody's outside. The world is not broke.
Yeah.
Everybody spends on what they want to spend on.
People spend on what they want to spend on. I went out Saturday for the baby graduation party. The club was packed. And I mean, they was getting bottle after bottle after bottle.
They spend on what they want to spend.
So people spend it on what they every time I go to the nail salon, I have to tell Jason, I'm like, Jason, what time is my appointment? Because like they are always packed. So like people spend on what they
spend
want.
on what
So did y'all start out?
Way.
You're like when you started out, how did you self-evaluate yourself? Like how did you say, okay, this is what I'm worth and I'm gonna stick to it, no changes? Like how do you stick to
that part was easy for me.
So I know for me, so when I started doing hair because my mom couldn't afford to get our hair done. So when I first came out as a hairstylist, I geared more towards single moms or whatever. So I stayed in the, like in that bracket that was affordable for people with children. But then when I started getting all type of clientele, I was like, hold on, wait a minute.
Yeah.
People gonna pay for what they want. And I just went to my skill sets. I went according to like what the skill set was. And just like you get an increase on your job, I mean, people at all the major corporations get an increase once a year, twice, or every other year or something. It don't have to be drastic, but you can make changes according to life because your rent not gonna stay the same. The gas prices are not the same.
Yep.
I mean, I just paid $5.01 a gallon for gas. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So like everything changes.
So that's the tough side of being an entrepreneur. Yeah. You gotta stay on course
and offer something different. Like for us, I had, this is the honest truth. I've never went to school for it. Not only had I never had my own radio station, I had never had my own radio show. I was a co-host on somebody else's show and jumped into owning my own radio station. But what I did was I went to a couple of places and I wanted to have my own show. And I went to a couple of places and I couldn't find a radio home that I liked everything about this place. That was why I opened my own space. The place that I was at initially, they didn't have AC. So in the summertime, you sweating. So I was like, if I ever had my own place, and I was saying this stuff, not even looking for a place for myself. If I ever had my own place, I would make sure it's in a building with AC and heat. Yeah. Another thing, when I would go to certain places, you would never even know any of the other shows. You wouldn't know who the owner was. They tell you how much it is. You go in there, you do your show, you get out. So I was like, dang, I would at least want to meet the owner. Like, who am I? Like, what is the plan for this station? Do they give you the numbers of listeners? Like, so everything of every place I went to, they had something that I liked and something that if I had my own space, I would change. Another thing people were like, because you've never had your own, if you want to get a flux of people to come in, you got to do free. I was like, why would I pay rent for a building? All this equipment that I bought to put in this building and let people come here and do it for free. I would find out everybody was charging. I think some people are still charging $50 an hour. I did 40. So people are like, you're going to charge $40? Absolutely. Yeah. If you want to show here, this is what it's $10 less than what they are doing. And these are stations that's been up 10 years plus. Brand new, never had experience, never knew what I was doing. And I started at $40 an hour because you're going to get AC. You're going to meet with me first. We're going to run the board. You ain't got to bring your own engineer. So I gave services that all the other stations wasn't giving.
But you researched. You went and
I did my research. I did my research. Yeah.
So what advice would you give to a person that just started and is trying to figure it out? What advice would you tell them? What's one thing you would tell them?
Information. Stuff I would not necessarily hold their hand, but I'm sure if they go somewhere else, they do the paperwork and then you're out the door. I would educate them on what it is they're doing, why they're paying for what they're paying for. And if it's something extra that they can do within what you know, offer for them to go get that. For instance, my dad should be on insurance. He should be having free insurance. We didn't know that. So if we talk to somebody and they're like, yeah, you should be applying for XYZ, he would have done that. That would make me want to come to you all the time because You're here to help me, not just take my money.
Research. Know your skill set. I don't say necessarily start out too high, because at the end of the day, like, you still have to grab people, but I wouldn't say do free, because I see a lot of people out here, they be like, oh, I'm looking for a model to do free. You still have to buy all the supplies. You still have to pay for the location that you're at. You can discount it, but I feel like if you're doing something discounted, you should be the one picking the style. You should be picking every detail that goes along with it, because it's for your portfolio. So people have to, like, learn those things. But I mean, just know your worth ultimately.
So what all do you do with it? Because I don't know anything about it.
So I help veterans that are trying to get disability get it service connected. So a lot of veterans have disability, but they're not military related.
Okay.
So I'm like some kind of attorney. I link their disabilities to their service with what documentation they have. And if they don't have it, I have to go find it. So that's what I do. I kind of start them out, find their records, get their records. I do everything. That I take the work. They don't have to do nothing. All they got to do is give me what they have, and I put everything together.
Gotcha. Is that with the other?
No. So the other
that's your selling point.
And it's hard.
You just said what your selling point is. That is why you would charge $675 instead of $1,000 and instead of $300.
Yeah,
because I do everything for you. I can do your paperwork, but you're going to spend hours out of your day going to go find this information when I know what to do. You're going to be sitting here with me for 20 minutes versus a week when you are off work, and you got to go handle this when you get off work on Friday.
My heart is too, like, I genuinely, I don't know what, I feel like maybe business is not for me, because I empathize with everybody. They can be playing me and I still, like, I see it.
So you can empathize with people without being a pushover. You know what I'm saying? So, and I feel like being empathetic is not charging $1,000, but charging $675.
$675 is a good medium.
Because it's kind of like, so I have a friend. We were just talking about this, but she is a notary. So normally somebody come to you, they notarize paper, like you'll go to them, notarize paper for like $2. Well, she's a mobile notary, but she does it for construction. So you might be a builder and call her at 5:00 in the morning and say, hey, I need these papers notarized by 9 a.m. So she got to go print the papers out. She got to go through all the papers and bring them to you and notarize. So she charged a fee, $500.
Oh, wow. And
absolutely. Yep. That's next.
So
notary is next, girl.
Yeah. So,
put me in contact with your friend.
So for me, it's more so of not what you do, but how you do it.
Because
she's not charging them to notarize the papers. Because I mean, $2, she's not.
It's the convenience.
It's the convenience of you not having to leave your job site, and she's bringing everything to you. You know what I'm saying?
By the time you say it.
Yeah, because she's gonna bring it to you by the time.
It's the convenience. Yeah, you're taking the. If I needed that and I did my calling around and everyone's saying $1,000, and even if you said $1,000, everyone got the same price. But you're going to do all the work for me. I'm a person that doesn't want to do, me, I don't want to work. You think I want to go look for all this information when you can girl, take this money and you charging less? Yeah. That's your selling point. You just gave what your selling point is. I do all the work for you. Find a catchy slogan to say that.
I'm going to take y'all advice, because I definitely am a pushover when it comes. If they tell me, oh, that's too much, I'll be like, okay, well, what can you do? I'm always fine.
That's fair, too.
Let me tell you why you can't be a pushover.
Certain times.
You got those small kids that require a lot of money.
Exactly.
Right. Every time you look at them, they require money. If you open your eyes and blink, they require some money. They want $20 for this. It's the last week of school. And guess what? They want snacks every day. They want to go somewhere. Mine just went today from bus class. I needed some money. That's why you can't be a pushover. And you are a what? Single mom. You can't be a pushover.
And it's time out of your day. My time is what I would change. Yeah. That's my time is really my thing.
Just sit down and make like a plan. Like the thing is, you don't have to jump from $300 to $675 drastically. But you can be like, no, but I'm saying you can say your $300 is an introductory price. Like you can start over. $300 is an introductory price.
That's an introductory price.
And you can say that, and you like after this particular day, it's no more introductory price. It will be back to regular pricing, and this is what regular pricing is. But when you list out all of the benefits of that regular pricing, like get it together, get on Chatty. Get you like a little thing together that tell exactly what they're getting, and they can actually see it and make it look all professional and good. Everything. Because they don't have to do it. It's convenience. We pay for convenience.
So I would say the 300 would be you go find all your own information.
Yes.
I'll do 300 for that.
Yeah.
Now
So
you want
do
me
tiers.
to? Yep. You want me to do all the information? It's $675. If you, because some people might have all the information, they just need you to do it.
But wait,
300.
How about I like this? We can do 300. They got all the information, right? 675 if you're doing what the people who do 1,000 do, right? And 1,000 if you do above and beyond.
Above and beyond.
I'm just saying 995, whatever you want. I'm just saying you can do 1, 2, 3 tiers if you want to.
Yeah.
We can talk out there because girl, we can talk about this all day.
Right.
If I don't like nothing, I love business. Like I love it.
And I don't have no clue, so we're gonna definitely talk about it.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, girl.
You're welcome.
That was
all
fun.
right. So let's get into, we're gonna take a quick break first, and then we're gonna get into actually it's probably gonna be time for Let's Chat.
No.
We still have a whole nother hour to go, and
Because
that's not
Let's
gonna
Chat
be
is
enough
Let's
time.
Chat gonna be small.
It's gonna be small.
Yeah, we don't
That's
have-
why you should just do it when we come back.
Okay.
All right, we're gonna take a quick break. We'll be right back. She Unfiltered Radio.
Show y'all
She, she unfiltered, turning up the heat. Midday vibes, got that 12 to beat. For the grown women, on bold and free. Mothers, wives, and entrepreneurs, that's the key. Over 40, but still on the rise. We got ambition, we got fire in our eyes. From empty nesters to dreamers, making moves. We walk through life, breaking all the rules. We got wisdom, that's sexy, no drama here. Transparent and real, let's make it clear. We're all in this together, no shame, no disguise. Honest conversations, we're never telling lies. Wisdom is sexy, transparency is power. We got strength that can last for hours. From healing to hustle, we've come so far. We're shining like diamonds, we're raising the bar. She unfiltered, we take on the world. Don't know every women, every flag unfurled. We speak the truth, no fear, no doubt. It's 92.3, we're what it's all about. 12 to 2, you know where to be. Tune in for the vibe, you'll feel so free. Yeah, we're living life, we're making it right. In the city with ambition in sight. Coast with love, we got a vibe that's true. Over 40 and we're starting a new single, dating, but loving our lives. Within each other we continue to thrive. No matter the phase, no matter the way, we're showing the world that life's a display. Wisdom is sexy, transparency is power. We got strength that can last for hours. From healing to hustle, we've come so far. We're shining like diamonds, we're raising the bar. She unfiltered, we take on the world. I'm by our women and every flag unfurled. We speak the truth, no fear, no doubt. It's 92.3, we're what it's all about. 12 to 2, you know where to be. Tune in for the vibe, you'll feel so free. No shame, no perfection to prove. We're all real women in our own groove. From the 40s and beyond, we lead with grace. Come join the conversation, there's a space for your place. She unfiltered, we take on the world. Fire, wind, every flag unfurled. We speak the truth, no fear, no doubt. It's 92.3, we're what it's all about. 12 to 2, you know where to be. Tune in for the vibe, you'll feel so free. So come and listen, where strength is shared. She unfiltered, always prepared. Wisdom and transparency, that's the key. Join us now, and you'll feel so free.
Hey, this is your girl Ashley Nicole, and you're listening to Let's Chat with Ashley Nicole, where real conversations happen, no topic is off limits, and the truth always has a seat at this table. You can email me at letschatwithashleynicole@gmail.com. Tap in. We are tapped in with Let's Chat with Ashley Nicole. So we were just talking to my good sis over here, Angie, about these finances and going up, and it aligns with my little story today.
Okay.
So since I wanted to go live on both my phones, I printed it out on my little thing.
Okay.
So ghetto, but
No.
It says, being a mom with no financial help is hard. I'm trying my best to keep up with my children's extracurricular activities, school expenses, and everyday needs. But lately it's becoming too much financially. My biggest struggle is figuring out how to explain to my kids that I can't afford all the activities right at this moment and not making them feel hurt or discouraged. I never want them to feel like they're missing out on things because I'm doing this all alone. How do I have that conversation with them while still making them feel loved and supported? So the thing, I can relate. I picked it because I can relate as a mom. And I know for me, it was transparency. I was 100% honest with my children. I was very, very vulnerable. I was very transparent to the point where my kids was able to see my bank account. They was able to see my style sheet to see, like the money that I brought in. And then they were also able to see the bills and, see exactly where everything was going so that they knew that it wasn't that I didn't want them to do it. It was more so of I could not afford it. But I also told them, I was like, I will work hard for y'all to do it. You might not be able to do everything you want to do, but I'm going to put you in something. And I started doing it sporadically. So like my daughter did something. My son, he played flag football, but his first year of flag football, I had to take a $30,000 decrease because he went to a charter school and he played for the school, but he got out of school at 2:45. He had to be at a park at 4:30 because they didn't have a park at the school. They practiced at 4:30, from 4:30 to 6:30. So essentially, I had to leave work at 2:00 to pick him up at 2:45 to get him to practice. Well, once I take him to practice at 4:30, he got to be picked up at 6:30. I can't go back to work.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. You can't go back to work.
And the kids had to be at school at 8. So technically, I would get them to school by 7:45. I would work between 8:15 and 8:30 to 2:00. And then I was done. And then I worked more hours on Saturday, but my time had to fluctuate because they had some Saturday morning games and some Saturday evening games.
Yeah.
So for me, with that, it was like a decrease. Yeah. But my kids were okay with me just telling them, and showing them. And I know when I was growing up, I couldn't do certain things, but I don't feel like my parents showed me. They just was like, no, you can't do it. And I'm not saying that we owe them an explanation, but I feel like in that particular instance, especially if you're a single parent, you're trying to do it on your own.
Yeah.
So
I agree with that.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
Yeah. And I would say too, I went through that being an entrepreneur, not necessarily a single parent, because I've never been a single parent. They've always had their dad, but my household is not going to be the same as his household with him being a full-time employee somewhere versus me. You don't work, you don't eat. So it'd be a lot of times where we couldn't do certain things. And that used to be my issue too. Dad would be able to buy them certain things and then I would feel bad because I couldn't do it. But like she said, it was transparency and also finding things that we liked that was free. You can still do things that you want to do for free. But there's also those odd jobs, Uber, Lyft, DoorDash, stuff you don't necessarily love, but they will bring you a return if you just need some extra money. Yeah. I know you could make $100 a day doing Uber. I don't know about DoorDash and all that. I hear people make good money doing that. So if you really, really just do not want to pull them out of sports, there's alternatives to doing what you're doing.
But I tell people all the time, when it comes that, so for me, when it comes down to raising my kids, feeding my kids, and taking care of my kids, I don't have an ego. Ego is out
absolutely
the door
not,
because they didn't ask to be here. Right? This is a choice that I made. So ego is out the door. That's why now people are like, oh, you give them too much, you do this. You absolutely right, because they was in the mud. My kids,
my daughter
in the mud with me.
Yeah, my daughter was in the mud with us. Like one time where I left and we went to go stay with a friend, and me and her, he had a 1-bedroom apartment where he slept in his living room and he gave us the bedroom. Me and my 10-year-old daughter shared a bed. We slept in the same bed for a couple of months. I Ubered morning, noon, and night until I was able to get my own place. And we moved within 3 months. So it can change your life when you know, like you said, if you have to make a way, you'll do it. If you need the money bad enough, you'll do it. But my humor in what I'm about to say, because y'all know I'm going to always be extra. There's no reason any woman on earth should be broke. There's no pride when you about to lose everything.
Hello. Come on now.
You better call Mr. Nate, girl. Everybody got Mr. Nate waiting in the wings.
You better rub them toes together.
Rub the toes together.
While you watching a show on Netflix. Make that money, girl.
I be seeing homeless women on the street like, girl, now you know you ain't have to be out here. You let your pride let you be out here on these streets.
You can make $10 record them toes.
You can do something. You can do something strange for a piece of change to get yourself back in your place.
Crazy. My friend Mom used to say that when we was younger. She'd be like, "It's no reason you should be
I don't
broke."
understand it.
Like,
any woman with a coochie should never be broke.
Any woman with 8 toes.
I'm gonna get my head knocked between the washer and dryer, but it's okay.
Pause. The toes thing, y'all. These people really online selling toe pics.
Did you see that? I talked to somebody, and he was like, "Okay, I'll take the pictures."
Y'all listen.
He said, "You don't have to do nothing." I said, "She said I ain't got to do nothing."
Did y'all see the lady that the NBA players talking about how much money she made? Her ex paid for. He plays for some team, and they had her out where she had her legs crossed. She took it on the court. I said, "What? These are pictures
people pay for those.
Do nothing."
Trust me, crazy. I know. I do it in my spare time.
That's what he said too. He said these people. He said people actually pay. I said that's what she said.
And the uglier the more. Don't if just because you think your toes
ugly
ugly, they want them toes ugly, dirty, wet, slippery. They don't care. Really? So, ladies,
get you a toe page.
Get you a toe page.
Yeah, I hope she listening.
Please.
Kel said get a toe page. If you pull them kids out of sports, that's one thing. That's not a need. But if it comes to your lights being off, you losing your car, you losing your roof over your head, the insurance. Girl, you better call Nate.
But they also have programs though. A lot of if you can't afford sports like the recreational, if you go earlier enough, they have programs where if you submit your income, they have grants and they cover a couple amount of kids, not a lot. So you got to do it early. Yeah. But make sure you check with the local rec departments. If you can't afford it, mom, check. They have programs where they'll pay for your kids
and find a community. So like there's certain programs like even if you want to take your kids to sports. Again, I don't like to do extra stuff. So if I find a mom and she's like, I'll pick your kid up and bring your kid home and you just pay me such and such, such and such. That's what I used to do with my goddaughter. She had 2 jobs. She had to be to work early in the morning. Then she needed to be picked up again after that job. She would come home for about an hour and a half. And then I got to take her to her night job and then pick her up at night. I got in the Women of Douglasville. And I was like, hey, is anybody going this way during these days? I will pay you. I'll take her to one of these jobs. But traveling 4 times a day, going back and forth. Yeah. So somebody was like, oh, I drive for Uber. I don't mind. And we got in contact with her. We met her. She used to take her to and from her second job every night.
But you know what? Like with my kids going to high school now, so like for middle school, I just got their schedule. I feel like down packed. They did 2 years in public school, and I'm like, okay, I got it down packed. Mm-hmm. Now they going to high school, but the time is different, so they getting out at like earlier. So to me, it's going back to charter school days. But the problem is now they'll have sports practice right after, and they'll have to be picked up from practice by 5 o'clock.
See, and that's what I didn't finish saying what I was saying to her. I just kind of jumped around, but I was saying that to say if she needs extra money, be the one to volunteer to take kids home. That's a way to make money.
Yeah, that'll be good.
Find out who on that team.
Well, one of y'all. Well, that's the thing. We was all talking about it. We was all talking about it when we was doing like registration and all the things, and when they was doing tryouts. And she was like, "Well, we could all just like switch it up." Because I'm like, I changed my schedule. Like I changed my schedule in a heartbeat. They already know. I just decided I ain't working on Wednesdays no more. So like, I changed my schedule, but I just don't want to have to do it every day.
Yeah.
So
be honest with your kids. At a certain age, like middle school, they can understand. Because if I tell mine, they don't get it. I be like, didn't I just tell y'all last week? Don't ask me for no money.
That's the thing. Mine understood the thing. I've been very transparent with my kids all their life. So for us, people be like, you tell them too much. No, I tell them in a manner that they can understand. Because society is not going to look at them at 18 and say, oh, well, this is too much for you. No, you're going to throw them out there. I tell my kids exactly what it is and how it is, but I tell them in a manner for their age. So what I tell them now at 13 going on 14 is not the same way that I would have explained it to them at 7. You know what I'm saying? Like, I do it according to their age. So transparency. That's all you can do is be transparent. Because at the end of the day, I mean, it's life. You're not going to always have it. Kids need to know that you're not going to always have it. Kids need to understand that, you know, at times, sometimes we have to buckle down and we have to, you know, like budget, and we can't do it. And it's okay. Life is not going to end because we can't do something.
And talking about that generational stuff, like, I remember my mom never told me like anything. So I make sure I do it differently with mine. I'm going to tell them. That's how I use my stuff. Everything my mama didn't give me, I make sure I give it to my girls because I give them what I needed. Yeah. And I asked them, because I even asked my son, I was like, are you okay with me asking you like these things? He's like, yeah, because I know I'm going to hear from somewhere else. I'd rather hear from you. So just because you think they ain't listening, they definitely be listening. They're listening.
But you know what? Yeah. That's kind of why I picked this one, because of the title or the topic that we were going with today. Because like I've said on previous shows, I don't feel like I got, you know, those things growing up. And I don't think it was to be malicious. I don't think that they understood, you know, it was more of a quiet thing from previous generations versus I feel like with us, we're more open, and I'm going to
very much so.
Yeah. I'm going to give my kids, like you said, exactly what I feel like I need. I'm very open with all of the children though, like with all of our kids.
And then it's different because we didn't have what they have today. So we have to parent differently than what we have to. Because it is internet is going to tell them what they need to know before we even tell them. Sex. It's on the internet. We got to now talk to our children at 9 and 10.
But you know what's crazy? I didn't want my kids to have social media because of that. But then my daughter go to school and that's what they talking about.
Everybody got social media.
Not even just social media. Like they just talking.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
we didn't have vapes.
No.
We ain't know nothing about
like somebody. My child was in charter school and somebody brought a bullet to class.
Oh wow. Just the bullet. Just to be
and I had to explain to her, you know, like what it was, because she did not and the thing about is I've never kept necessarily guns away from them because I don't want them to be afraid if they see something or you know like go for it. But for them to see that so close in class and then they had a question, so I'm very open and honest. I'm very transparent when it comes to all topics.
We have to be or the parent or the kids gonna teach our kids things that they don't need to know,
or somebody else will give them the narrative that you don't want them to have.
Exactly.
And you want to get to them before they do, because they gonna think we lying.
Hating
because I got an open door policy in my house. I have an open door policy. You can come talk about whatever you want to talk about. It's a judgment free zone. We are going to talk it out. If you need another opinion, you know, like my significant other, he's good with that aspect. Sometimes I might send him a message and say, hey, this is what's going on with kids. I don't know how to handle it, and he'll handle it. I might do it. Same with, you know, like our baby mama. I might text her and be like, girl, you handle this. I don't know what's going on. But, you know, I think it's teamwork. Sunshine got a question or a statement.
I think that when we grew up when kids are seen and not heard.
Yeah.
And I think that inherently kind of messed us up because seen and not heard also meant we weren't privy to certain conversations and they didn't talk to us. I can remember being 13, 14 years old and my grandma and my aunts were talking about the stories and they would still spell out sex.
So you would know.
Victor Newman.
Victor Newman. And I'm looking at him like, you know, that's a sight word. Right?
Yes.
Sight word.
Seriously.
Yeah.
We never like.
Or they say whoopee. Remember making
whoopee?
Like I don't understand what that is. I'm not slow.
And it's like if you grew up with a mother who was always in survival mode, she didn't get those moments to teach you the girly ways to do things or just, you know, that feminine nature or whatever. So I think sometimes we miss things.
Yeah, and I'm like overly expressive of to my kids, like my daughter, she gets so agitated with how many times I'd say that she's pretty, because she really is. For like even last night, when we went to the movie theater, we were supposed to, little heifer, we were supposed to put on pajamas and bring our blankets because we were going to the last show. She came all dressed. Well, she wasn't dressed up, but I was like, "Where your pajamas?" She was like, "Yeah, I forgot." "Where's your blanket?" "Yeah, I forgot." So as we're working out the door, like the light is out outside, and I was like, "Oh, you're so pretty." It just makes her like cringe when and I've been telling her she's pretty since she was a baby. Yeah. But not to say anything negative about my family, but I didn't hear that in the house. I heard that like from friends and stuff like that. But even time that we spent when they were younger, I tried to make sure I never missed a single thing that they ever did. I don't care if it's just bring your mom to lunch. I'm calling out of work and going to lunch. So those were the things that I did to make sure that I broke those patterns.
So let me tell you, I remember with John playing football, and I would be like, okay, I'm gonna go to work. If he had a game, let's say at 2:00, I'd be like, okay, I'm gonna go to work and I'm gonna get off at like 12 so I can make it to the game. Girl, I had one weekend where the client, it ran over, and I got to the game like at halftime. Never again. I was like, I can't do it. Yeah, I was upset because I don't want to miss those moments, because I just feel so like for him, for like the kids, I feel like it's one thing to have a bonus parent there, but to have like your biological parent, I feel like you at least need one. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna do whatever it takes for me to make, like all the things. It's been times where they've had like mommy and me at school or something, and I'll go have breakfast with them and then be running to the stage. Remember last year I was like, I'm coming, but I'm leaving the school. Yeah. Because I don't miss moments. When it comes to like the school, everybody at school know me. Yeah. They know my name, they know my face, they know who belongs to me and everything. It's just I just can't miss those moments, because I feel like when I was growing up, those moments were missed for me. Like I talked about this before. I don't know if I talked about it on the show, but like my dad didn't make my 5th grade graduation. He didn't make my 8th grade graduation. He didn't make my high school graduation. He didn't make cosmetology school graduation. So like those are important things that I feel like were missed from a parent for me. I won't miss none. You won't miss none of them.
See, and that's the thing. The one thing I remember with my mom when I was growing up with men, when it was just me and my mom, it was always me and my mom. I remember the good times. I remember the moment I would hold her. She would tell me I was pretty. But when my mom met a man, that's when things changed. And I told myself moving forward, that's why I feel a certain type of way. I understand now. Because I felt like you put me to the side for
the man. Yeah.
And I felt that. And I grew up feeling that, because she married him now and they still got, I love y'all now. And she knows this. But I felt neglected as hell. But like they got married and had my 2 brothers, and when they came, it just made it worse. I felt like I just disappeared. And that's why I threw myself into sports. Yeah. Because they loved me there. They showed me love. They told me I was great. So I missed that. And with my girls, I said, I'll never let a man come between. And I get emotional talking about
I know.
It still hurt a little bit.
This is going to be a show.
This show right here, I almost cried reading this.
Thing. So I've been having a lump in my throat since 12:05.
That's what I'm saying. I literally was over here.
That's why I'm so
reading
quiet.
this and about it's a lot. But I understand. You know what? So like, I understand now. Because remember, I was trying to figure it out like weeks ago. I'm like, what's the thing? And I think I've tried to figure it out because of my dynamic at home. Our dynamic is so different that it could never be that, because we all, we all take our time with everybody. So now that I'm sitting here and I'm hearing that aspect, I'm like, okay, I get where from a mom, I get where you're coming from, but then also that little girl who felt like that. Because I felt the same. Like with my mom, when I was growing up, I had bonus sister that stayed in the house with us or whatever. And my mom catered to her because, she loved, her dad. So she catered to her in such a manner. And she was older. Like she was grown and I was in high school. So they can have different talks and, things like that. And I felt like she gave a lot of attention to her. So like for me, when it comes to like my house, I give everybody equal attention, but I'm always loving on Jalea. I'm like, hey, let's go do this, or let's go do that, because I don't want her to feel that neglect. So I get it.
So it's funny listening to the both of you, because it wasn't a man for me. It was another child that wasn't their biological sibling when Zaria moved in. It was like, she doesn't have any family. She doesn't have her mom. She doesn't have her dad. So love on her. But I always made sure in the back of my mind, I knew to have the balance between her and Kimora. Yeah. Because you are my biological daughter. I don't want you to feel like because she needs more, I'm going to give her more. And because you don't need more. I was treated like that when I moved in with my grandmother. it was 12 people living in a 3-bedroom apartment. And when I moved in, my grandmother gave me her bedroom. So I was the only person in the whole apartment that had my own space. But that was because she felt like I just moved in. I didn't have my family there, this, that, and the third. And she wasn't even my biological. So that's why, shout out to Wilma J. She passed in 2014. But when I say her family, I know they loved me, but they also was kind of like, because she gave me everything. Like I had my own phone line. I had my own bedroom, and everybody else, grown adults with husbands and kids. My aunt had to share a room with her 3 daughters as an adult. Well, you got a 14-year-old with her own room. So I can get how that could be like the person on the other end feeling like you pushed to the side for somebody else. Because I definitely feel like other people were pushed to the side for me. So then when Zaria moved in, I remembered how that made me feel, wondering if people were looking at me like, oh my gosh. And that's probably why I'm so empathetic now, is because I got so much love and I was always like, well, what about them? Or get them something too, or do for them too.
But I look at it this aspect too, because like for me growing up, even prior to it being an additional, like a bonus sibling, me and my siblings, we were treated so different. I told y'all I was like the second parent. So it was like I was an adult. Like I was a kid, but I was an adult. I was the second parent.
Mm-hmm.
So it's we still to this day make the jokes like, oh, like one specific sister is the favorite sister. She got through everything. Even if my mama told her no, she would go still sign up for it, and my mama would figure it out. So like my mama might say, no, you can't do this, and she would go sign up for it. My mama would always just figure it out. So I'm like, but if I went and did it, it was gonna be hell on wheels. So I mean, I think some parents have to get better with, like with those things. And that's what I said when I grew up. That's what took me so long to have kids. It took me I was like 27 and I was just like, I want to make sure that I'm able to, like give them the time. And then having twins made it even worse because like they're the same age. They going through puberty and all the things at the same time, but I still have to make sure I balance it out. Like, even when it's just like driving John to football practice, I just drive him by itself and, had those like one-on-one. I like check-ins.
That's important too.
Yeah. I like check-ins to see, like where you are mentally.
Yeah. When you have multiple kids, having individual relationships with them. And I know we're talking a lot about making the sacrifices for your kids. And sometimes it's hard for the parents who aren't able to do that. They have strenuous work schedules, or they're a single parent, a single mom, or a single dad. And they're like, I hear y'all. I wish I could take off and go to my kids' game, but I can't. Like we saying, like you can find times, like you got to have one off day. I know you ain't working 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. Whatever time that you have available, if you can set some time aside, then make sure that you spend that time with your kid at any point in your day.
Yeah.
Another thing that I would say too, I lost my train of thought with that. What was you going to say, Sunshine? Who ain't what?
But you know what?
I did it and still found the time. I used to be I was about to say a race, but yeah, I used to work 500 jobs where I was hardly able to do, and I still made time for the kids.
Deion Sanders talks about it all the time, how his mom wasn't able to go to like a lot of his games and stuff like that when he was a kid because all she did was work. So I mean, kids know, and some kids it build character and some kids it build resentment. So I think you just gotta kind of figure out your squeezing time. You might not be able to take that extra nap. Like, and I mean, as a parent, it's a sacrifice. So you might not be able to take an extra nap. You might not be able to, like go have that drink at the bar. You might not be able to go on that date. But, like you gotta.
I was thinking about, not to cut you off, I'm sorry, but I was watching Funny AF, Kevin Hart special. And it was this one comedian, like, he worked at Target and he went on a date with this girl and she drunk way more than him. And he was like, dang, she just drunk my second shift. He was like, I got to work Saturday to cover this date.
Dang, right.
So that if you have to take time off, and that's the sacrifice. Yeah. If you take time off to go to your kid's sport, you might have to work a couple hours on your off day. If you have that option, you might have to go do some overtime. There's always an answer or a way to go around anything that you want to do in life. There's hardly anything in life where you say, I can't, and there's not a solution to it. I can't. I can't is an excuse.
But we have to foster those relationships and those things when they're kids, because sometimes that's how boys grow up with mommy issues, and that's how girls grow up with daddy issues. And that's the one thing that I always tell people: make sure you're raising the child that you wouldn't mind your child dating. You get what I'm saying? So like, if you're raising a son, make sure you're raising a son that you wouldn't mind your daughter dating, and vice versa, because you don't want to raise kids with those traumas.
Yeah, and they watching you. They learning everything from you.
They learn everything. Like, when I tell you how much they learn, like when I got my Mother's Day cards from all the 4 kids that live in my house this week, every card put me in a different emotion.
Aww.
And it was just like, I was like, y'all got to chill. Like, I mean, every card put me in such a different emotion from my bonus son all the way down. So I was just kind of like, okay, y'all doing the most. So
yeah. And I think the biggest reward we can give our parents that wanted to do more but couldn't do more is to be the better parent than the parent that raised you. I don't think any parent would be like, why are you trying to show me up? I think they would be happy to see, I wanted to give you that, or I wanted to do that for you. I'm glad you do that with your own. So I think that's like the greatest reward. Jerome said, sending hugs to all 3 of you awesome mothers. And he said, that's deep.
She said, right, you have to make sacrifices and balance your life. Y'all, she has a senior this year. So for the last 2 to 3 weeks, she's had 3 to 4 events every week. But she
bless you, girl. Bless you.
But the thing is, the type of job that she works, like, you have to take vacation time, you have to take flex time, like you have to take all these different things. So and she works 8 to like 5 or 5:30, and all the events are either pretty much dead center in the middle of the day or like soon as her shift is over. I said, I don't even know how you doing this.
When there's a will, there's a way.
Between
congratulations to you, girl.
Yeah.
And then showing up for like her goddaughter who graduated Monday, and then showing up for like my kids with their graduation. I'm like, girl,
you
like,
know who else is really good at that? Sunshine. Like, if her kid, like, she went out of town, and I know for a fact sometimes we be having financial conversations. Again, sometimes money just be appearing for us. So I know when she had to go, where was it, in Florida?
Orange Beach,
Alabama. And I'm not gonna say how much she had to pay, but did you think you was gonna have the money to cover that in the time frame? And you do what you gotta do.
Yeah.
But she didn't miss her baby's event.
Yeah.
So it's not gonna always be easy.
It's not.
Sometimes, like, and this is a thing that I say too, if people are like, well, I gotta keep the lights on, I gotta keep this, I gotta keep that. Some of the things, and I'll say this, sometimes we live beyond our means. The apartment you live in, do you have to live in that apartment? Are you being house poor? The clothes that you buy. I know my mom, we used to have the latest of everything, but that wasn't an issue. Are you doing that? So it's just certain things you can cut back on in other areas to fund the areas that are more important.
And I just think parents are still learning every step of the way.
Yeah, we're always learning.
No,
I got an 18 and a 23, and I'm still learning.
My parents are still learning how to love me as their daughter because they see how I am as a parent, and I know it hurts my mom. I see it in her face when she see me hug my baby, she see me kiss my babies. I can look at her and she just like admires it. She won't say it, but the look on her face is like, damn, like if I could go back.
Because parenting is a learning experience, but it's
forever.
Like once it's gone, you can't get that back. But I always tell people, you might not be able to get back the past, but you can always work towards the future.
Absolutely.
And those, like how you show up in the future, the present and the future still counts.
Yeah. But our parents, like, and again, if you talk to our parents, man, their childhood was just as screwed. My grandmama was an evil woman to all of her daughters, but the way she loved her grandchildren made all her children
they look at her like
her. Like, who are you, woman? You beat us, but you coddling them. But I think as a grandparent, they see when they see
and they eventually learn
different, and they learn from it. Yeah. So we teaching our parents how to love us now.
Yeah, like my mom didn't grow up with a mom. Her mom died when she was 13. Yeah, so like she grew up with her dad, her brother, and like grandparents.
Yeah,
raising her. So she pretty much had to figure it out. So,
and like you said, you spent time with your mom when you stayed over there. That when you rented out your property, you said y'all had a conversation.
Oh my God, that was the second conversation in life we've ever had, just the two of us. Me and my mom have never sat in a room, just the two of us, and talked.
And I bet
it's always awkward. And we just texted yesterday. I said, we got to do that again, because I was like, I really, really enjoyed it. My dad,
Yeah.
Me and my dad start talking at 2:00 in the afternoon. We can look up. It's 4:00 in the morning. We still talking.
Girl,
but my mom put us in a room for 30 minutes. We'd be like, so how was work? What'd you eat today? Then it's like we get quiet because we never knew what to say.
Give them grace because some parents are trying. They really are trying. They proud of us.
Yeah, and some of these parents grew up in survival mode. Absolutely. Seriously, I was in survival mode as a mom. I was literally like, even with them, my daughter graduating high school, I'm about to get teary-eyed.
That's what I'm saying. Let me get my teary-eyed the whole episode. Like, we've really been teary-eyed the whole episode. So, like,
breathe in, breathe out. So, like, some parents don't charge their kids rent. And some parents that charge their kids rent, they put the money up for them later. Yeah. I had to use their money.
Absolutely.
Because I'm like, my son's running a whole business out of my basement. The power bill is sky high at this point. I got 4 people eating and the lights. And I was like, yeah, I got to charge y'all. So some people are like, yeah, just put it up for them later. We can't.
We need it now.
We need it now. Business is slow. Like, and I hated to have to do that. But you got to do what you got to do. Yeah. And that's teaching them. So sometimes too, okay, got that out. Sometimes how you were raised makes you the strong person that you are. So it's somebody else that I know, they didn't like to be at home. And I hope they don't feel the way that I'm speaking on this, but I really admire him in a different way now. He didn't like to be at home for whatever reason. I'm not going to put that out there, but that caused him in high school to get a job so that he wouldn't have to come home, which gives the work ethic that he has now. Right. Like he would go to work on his off day. If he's sitting at home and he watched a show and then there's nothing else to do, he'll clock in, he'll go to work. And I'd be like, why you just don't relax and just, he likes to work. And so after we've had certain conversation, I was like, that's why he works the way that he does, because that's how he grew up. And it wasn't necessarily his reasoning. And I would have assumed he worked the way he did because he grew up in a poor environment. It's not that. He just didn't want to be at home. Yeah. So some situations that we have teaches us to be the person that we are. This is why we are good mothers. Who's to say if they were a certain way, we would have turned out the way we are with our kids? We could have been the spoiled even adults because we got everything we wanted. We could have been brats.
And you know what? That's why I try to do raise brats. That's why I try to do balance when it comes to the kids, because like I want them to have the finer things, but I also want them to know what it's like to work for things. Because I've had a job since I was 16. My mom worked in a law firm pretty much my entire life. She still works in a law firm, and she got me a job as a file clerk. So like that's why I've always had I've never had a fast food job ever. All my jobs have been outside of working for myself, have been like corporate. And I just work. So I teach them, like, you don't have to physically go out and work, but like you have to work around the house. Like my daughter, she braids. Now my son's trying to figure out what he can do for the summertime to work. Yeah. And I like those work ethics for them, because I don't want them to think that anything is just given to them, because nothing is just going to be given to you and handed on a spoon.
Yeah. And another shout out I want to give is to, I don't know if he's listening in, P-Joe.
Oh, yeah.
We've had a conversation recently. So nightlife is addictive. I ain't gonna lie. I'd be so sick of it, but the money is fast and it's easy. And so he was working 6 days a week. He ended up taking a 7th gig, and he was like, dang, that means I'm not going to get to spend time with my son the way that I want to. So instead of being like, okay, well, I'll spend a couple of hours with him and then I'll go to work, he quit one of the gigs. So when he told me that, I don't think I ever publicly said, but that made me respect him in a different way, that he put his son before this quick, easy money where he could just be like, oh, he about to go to bed anyway. By the time I leave and go to work, he's like, no, I want to be home with him. We can go to dinner late. We can go to the movies late, but I have one day where I'm present with my son. Yeah. So he quit one of the gigs to make sure that he has that time with his sons. And I thought that was dope. Yeah. All right. So we're going to take a quick break, and then we'll be right back. And if you're just tuned in, we are talking about healing generational patterns. We'll be right back. She Unfiltered. Hey, the secret's out. Hits 92.3 is now accepting submissions for brand new shows. That's right. You could become a radio personality right here on Hits 92.3, the real definition of internet radio. You don't have experience? That's okay. You don't live in Georgia? That's okay. You don't know what to do now? Now that's not okay. But your girl is here to help you out. Email us today at hits923newshow@gmail.com and tell us about your potential show with Hits. Again, that email address is hits923newshow@gmail.com. Don't be last. The slots are filling fast. All right, we are back. She Unfiltered Radio Show, and we are talking about healing generational patterns. And I think the thing that, so I'm jumping. I went back and listened to every episode after we do the episode just to see if there's like any points or something to work on, how the cameras look. Oh, look at P. Joe. I wasn't sure. You was quiet today. I didn't know if our other faceless co-host was on today or not. So we love you, P. Joe. What was I saying?
You went back and listened to see it.
Yeah. So we had similar types of conversations like this on one of the episodes that we did. And I was like, I have a different respect for all of us, just learning what our backgrounds are. And I'm like, oh, that might be why she says the things she says, or that might be why she moves the way that she moves. So I think these types of conversations, I know we talk about relationships and men, and we talk about kids and friends and how to build and fix those relationships and stuff like that. But I think this is, for me, therapeutic. These conversations is not a conversation I want to have every week, but every time we have these type of conversations, I'm like, oh,
y'all
I
not
feel
gonna
great
have,
today.
First of all, y'all not gonna have me on here teary-eyed ready to cry every week. Like I'm too much of a.
I'm quit the show again.
I'm too much of a gangster for that.
So we are the doctors of She Unfiltered Radio Show.
I'm certified.
Well, I have my doctorate from what school we went to, girl?
RC. Okay.
Yeah.
However you say it.
I didn't want to say it because they're closed down. Period. Yeah, we went to all of those. So I have several doctorates in it. I just like wanted to try out all the different universities.
All the ones that's closed.
Right.
Everything
we wanted to try them all out, so we went to all of them.
Ain't that the one? What's the Romeo Milk? That's what I was thinking about, right? What's his called?
Call Master P. You want to check
Romeo.
them credentials?
Make him say, "Oh."
Yeah, you sitting on the couch. I'm talking to you.
We went to all of them.
You have to clip that way. Say all of us have doctorates.
All of them. So if anybody's tuned in and you want to call in, the telephone number is 404-254-4347. Again, 404-254-4347. And tell us what it is, what type of patterns from your generation that you broke or fixed or still working on changing. I think my hardest thing right now is having that same bond with my kids, with them being gone versus when they lived in the house. Because when we get older, it's like, how often do you go visit your parents? Or how often do your parents come visit you? Like, we're all busy and things like that. And so I'm like, dang, this is what my mom and dad probably felt like when I got older, moved out and had a life and was working and got married and had my own kids. And now I'm barely going to see my mom outside of holidays or if something going on as a barbecue or, other than that. Just how often do I say, you know what? I'm going to drop everything I'm doing today and go spend time with my parents.
Girl, I don't be having time.
That's what I'm saying. So now my kids are busy and I'm like, life is different now because now I have kids that are busy and I barely see my kids. So the three of us last night was like, dang, we got to do this more often. Didn't even realize months had went by. But my son is working 3 jobs right now.
Really?
He works 3 jobs. My daughter is her mama's child. God bless her. Shout out to John, her boyfriend. He got one on his hands. I pray for you every day, sir. He got one on his hands. So she just Kamora do what Kamora want to do. She been like that her whole life. She has had the silver spoon carpet laid out for her whole life. And at 18, going on 19, her boyfriend treats her the same way. So I ain't knocking it at all. But just the time of all of us getting together is, I have to be strategic and we literally have to make a serious effort. And that's the conversation that me and my son were briefly having today. It's like, we have to actually put effort into it because everybody is so busy. And then it got me thinking, like, I went to go see my parents when we were talking about that. I haven't been over there since. So it's like, I got busy. Yeah. So you have to be conscious about keeping those relationships.
You know strong. How they say you can't, so how do you become a product of your environment? Say you never saw the love. I didn't see it. How do some people stay in it and they continue it? Some people change it. So how do you think, what determines that versus somebody just saying, well, my mama didn't show me love, so I'm just I'm gonna do what I seen.
Yeah.
And what about the people that do it and try to change? So do you feel like some people want to stay in this?
Yes.
They have to. I think that's just some people feel uncomfortable with change. It makes them feel like to have somebody saying I love you every day or hugging on you every day, you ain't used to that. You're kind of like, ugh, like why are you so mushy? Yeah. Or making the other person feel like it's corny because you feel uncomfortable with you having to feel. Some people aren't used to having to express those type of emotions, and the minute that they do, it feels icky. Like, ugh, I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
Like, why are you so mushy? No, they're not so mushy. You just don't know how to receive it.
I would be way more affectionate if it wasn't for the fact that I grew up with somebody who wasn't an affectionate parent, and then I ended up marrying somebody who wasn't an affectionate partner. And so I think internally, I turn it off because I didn't receive it, but I'm actually a really affectionate type of person.
Really?
And I was opposite of that. I also didn't grow up with that, but I have always been an affectionate, extra emotional child. But my mom and dad, well, my dad would say I love you. My mom wasn't really that type of person. We didn't get hugs in the house and let's sit down and watch movies together and all of that stuff. I think that was just in me. I don't think that was anything that had to be taught. And shout out to Tori, I love you to death, but he wasn't a very affectionate person. And that was ultimately why I left, because I was longing for affection, even though I didn't get it as a child. It's not something that I was missing because I had that when I was a kid. I didn't have it as a kid either. I've just always wanted to be like, if I meet somebody today, I don't know if you a hugger or not. And I have to check myself sometimes because I'm like, some people don't like to be touched. And here you are, Kel's like, hey, nice to meet you. And some people are like, oh, and I'm like, dang, they probably want a hugger. I'm naturally a hugger when I meet somebody. I've always been this way. So to do that with my kids wasn't something that I was like, I'm going to make sure I hug on or love my kids. That was natural for me. I was in love with my kids when they were in my stomach. I never even seen them yet.
I think for me, so I didn't grow up with it, but my serious relationships were they're very affectionate. So I had that aspect of it. So I was like, but I always knew I was going to give that to my kids because I knew what I wanted growing up. So I knew that that's something that I would give them.
It's so strange. I'm opposite. I love on my kids hard, but when it comes to a mate, I don't like.
You're not very.
No,
you don't like it.
I don't really.
Neither one of my sisters do either.
And it's weird. Like
neither one of my sisters do
all the time. When it comes to a man, like I hold your hand, we can hug, but in public,
my sister would side hug her husband in a minute.
Girl, our kids stay telling us, go on somewhere with that. Like they go on somewhere with that. Girl.
Yeah, I think it's important. Like you just said, I think it's important to, and that was the ex-husband. I purposely would kiss him in front of the kids. Like, I think it's important for kids to see affection. You ain't got to be like groping each other and stuff like that. But if you do and they see it, I'd be like, I would always say, that's my man. Girl, he'll grope me in front of the kids. I'm not going to stop him. I just be like, y'all might want to turn y'all heads. That's my man.
We was leaving the school the other day from the kids' 8th grade graduation. And we walk into the car and he just like, he was like, oh, I forgot we at people's school. I'm like, yeah, we at the school. But we always like,
that man put his hand on my shirt in a restaurant. I'm just sitting
there.
Yeah. I ain't stop him. I'm like, y'all just turn your head. He crazy.
He will rub my leg.
He was like all in my shirt.
Rub my leg.
I was just sitting there eating my fries.
It'd be so hilarious.
Getting molested.
Yeah.
But that's good for kids to see their mom and their dad. Love
I think it's very important. Yeah. I think it's very important.
They'll know that they happy. They like each other.
At least today. But I also something we said, and I'm jumping back from a previous conversation because I lost my train of thought. Being transparent with your kids. My dad has been an entrepreneur for as long as I've known him. And one time we were talking about some serious stuff. And again, I'm not going to put other people's business out. But I felt like if he would have been transparent about what was going on, it would have helped me when things are bad or slow with business because I would have grew up with that lifestyle. they did everything to hide the fact that they struggled at one point. We never, like, I don't remember ever missing a meal. I don't remember ever missing a hair appointment, nail appointment. Like, when I say we had everything growing up, I don't remember ever struggling. So when I struggled, I didn't know how to handle that because I never had to handle that. So I think it's important for people, like you said, the balance of it all. Imagine you having everything and then you get into the world and the smallest of things happen and it's the biggest thing to you because you never dealt with the bad.
And I think that's different. Like with me living with my mom and my 3 sisters, I saw her struggle. Like I literally, like I saw the struggle. I saw the no lights. I saw the little food. I saw those things. So I think I was equipped for that. I just didn't want to. I just knew that it was not. It was not, and I had to do something different.
Yeah, I was so irresponsible. Like I told y'all before, we used to go downtown and buy shoes, knowing rent was due, and I'd be like, "Oh, my dad will give it to me." One time, I don't know if I talked about it on the show before too, but one time my mom gave us money for me to go pick up a cash car. Now you get a cash car, you ain't got no car note. We get to the car lot, and there's this limited burgundy Ford Explorer that I was like obsessed with. It had all the bells and whistles, the peanut butter seats. I told my dad, I want that. He took that money for that cash car and put a down payment on the truck. And my mom was like, who's gonna pay for this? I didn't even have a job. He was like, oh, I ain't think about that. So I always made sure, like, even when my kids came, like, my daughter is spoiled. I ain't gonna say that she's not, but she also hasn't had everything. She's endured all of my struggles because I have always been transparent. She's the one that was living with me. So if I'm moving over here or I'm moving over there, she's experienced all of that. And I didn't try to hide it. Like, oh yeah, we just wanted to move it. Like, no, sis, we had to move over here. We got to do this for a little while. And then we're going to get our own place. I have a video where it was one point where she was like, I done cried all I can cry about this one, but we were staying at the friend's house when I said we were sharing the bedroom. And I was like, telling her we were only going to be here for a couple of months. By January 1st, we'll be out. So she said in like November, it was like the middle of November. I was like, what do you want for Christmas? Because I'm thinking, our financial situation, I ain't gonna be able to buy you a lot. She was like, I want my own room. I was tore up. And that's when I said I started working morning, noon, and night. And I had a video that I posted on Facebook. I'm gonna find it. And I was showing her we was going into the apartment. And I got her that bedroom before Christmas. We had moved into our own place. And that was my goal. I have to move by Christmas because that's all she said she wanted. Yeah. So trust me, you got women here on the show. Like, granted, we might be where we are financially or whatever we have going on, but everybody has a past and people grow from it. I think when you hit a certain age, you can't blame your childhood and your past and your upcoming, your upbringings and all that. At some point, you got to live today. Yeah, put your big girl draws on and figure out what you want to change for your life today. Because those old stories about what happened to you when you was 8 and you 47 and you 53.
They're not relevant right
stop
now.
It.
Not for that.
Stop it.
I'm glad I grew up the way I grew up, not in a rich, I had to work for it. Watch my mom work. She was a nurse. My dad worked in corporate. They had a really stable life, but it's been a struggle. And sometimes people can look at you and think that you haven't been through nothing and still think you ain't going through nothing. Let me tell you something. I'm going through it a lot, but you'll never know.
I'm going
now,
through it
you know what I mean? Like, you will never know because I'm here. And if I wake up breathing, that's another day for me to change what I didn't like yesterday.
Yeah.
I tell people that all the time. What you want me to do? Get online, go live and cry?
Every day?
Right.
Ain't got time to cry.
Doing that.
Cried out one early that morning and
then be done.
Guess what? Crying ain't gonna change nothing.
No.
Crying ain't gonna pay the bills. Crying ain't gonna change whatever that business situation is. You just gotta figure it out.
You just gotta figure, and that's what I say.
Everything.
Just gotta figure it out.
That's why I tell people all the time. People be like, "Oh, you do this, you do that." I do that because I had to bust my ASS to get here. So I'm gonna live life to the fullest, and I do not. I don't care.
No pity party.
Yeah. It's not a pity party. I really get up and bust my tail every day. So I'm gonna get up and do exactly what I want to do every day.
And I'm gonna say this too, and this is probably to Dr. Bryant. This is probably horrible advice, but I don't care if you're like, I need to come up with $1,000 and such and such, such and such. I think it is still important to take time away for yourself to sit and breathe and think. If you got to take a day off and you're like, I can't afford it, you can't afford not to. You cannot afford not to take a day to reflect on what's going on for real, and think about this is the pot I have. Let me figure out what I need to do, what puzzle pieces I need to move, instead of this is the pot I have. All I know is I need to go to work so I can pay something in this pot. You got to take some time apart to sit into whatever it is you're going through and think about what's going on. Figure out a game plan. You can't do that while you're still in motion. It's not going to work out.
And that's, for me, that's why I do a day a month away from the house at the condo. And that's why I take a trip a month, even if it's just for 2 days.
Yeah.
And people be having stuff to say. I don't care, because that's how I relieve my mind. I do so much. Yeah. That's how I relieve my mind, and that's how I make sure that I stay mentally sane, because I have a lot of people that I'm responsible for. I stay mentally sane, and I'm able to figure out those pieces because I do those things for myself. Yeah. And if I'm not good, I'm good for nobody else.
Exactly.
You capable of doing it? Do it.
And if you're not capable of doing it, you can find something in your. It is so many things to do in Atlanta that we skip over because we want to go out of state and out of the country. And it be stuff right here in Atlanta. If you can't afford to go out of the country, if you cannot afford to go out of the state, find something in your. Just get out of your house.
Yes.
I know people say go to Starbucks. I ain't talking about for a couple of hours. Yeah. Get a hotel room and stay there overnight. Yeah. You can do that once a month. Oh yeah. If you can find money to pay your rent. You can find money to pay your car note, pay your lights, smoke hookah, smoke weed, drink. If you can find money to do all these things, why you can't find money for yourself? You can find $100 for yourself once a month. Even if you put $10 a week away, whatever you have at the end of that month, that's your time to go do something. And now I'm not saying, oh, well, I don't have to be to work till 2, so let me go do something until 2. No, take that day off. Take it off. Once a month, take a day off. And do absolutely nothing. Or everything you want to do. There you go.
I said I can't dance, so I'm going to find me some hip hop classes to go do like maybe once a week.
So you know
where the world is right now, you cannot afford to not do something for yourself.
Because you would go crazy.
You can't afford to do that.
That's why you have so many people that are just like mentally drained because their mental is always going
My
on.
Mental
you know, like
stop.
You have to. That's why. Remember we was talking, and
but don't break. Absolutely.
Yes. Remember we was talking the other week about decompressing, and remember the next day the guy came on. It's very good to decompress. You have to decompress, because if you do not decompress, then you are going to go crazy. And I ain't going crazy.
I saw this one. I don't even know what the video was about now, but imagine this glass has a bunch of crack. The glass broke. And the base is still here, but I got all the strongest tape in the world to tape this glass up. And then I put this wine in this glass. It's gonna, so now it looks okay. I healed it enough, right? But I'm gonna just keep adding more and more and more to it. It's gonna seep out.
And that was me in my last marriage. It was like, it looked okay.
It looked okay.
I looked great. Like on the outside, I looked in. I was, baby, and it was just.
It's a leak somewhere. You may not see that leak, but it's there. It's leaking.
It's a leak.
Yeah. Put that leak in a hot tub somewhere.
Okay.
or you can
or
leak
somewhere else.
You can leak that way. If that is gonna
take somebody lap.
That's a decompressing on the D.
Oh my God.
Okay, we about to stop there. I'm not gonna let you take me there, Angie.
You know I will.
We know.
I'm just can't believe we ain't talked about it today.
All right, so men and women, today is for everybody. 2026 is hell on everybody. Even millionaires are like, I used to have such and such money. Until us, it was like, y'all still millionaires? Like, no, you ain't know what I used to have. But I'm still up here, but we are affected up here too.
Because it's a difference. Because that's the thing. We look at it as like their bills are different from ours.
It's so different from ours.
So like I look at things. Like when it comes to Dallas has over 40 employees. So it's like he had to stay at a certain point because he's responsible for them 40 plus us,
That's
plus his mama, plus his daddy. You know, like it's so I get it when I started seeing those things and like, you know, people that are in other financial brackets, like they responsible for a lot of people. Like just think about it. You know, like Diddy. all them corporations he had,
Exactly.
all them doggone people. It's like you responsible
You think
for
they're
so
always
many
good?
people.
Yeah, and they might lose something, and to us, you're still rich, but their rich is not our rich. So everybody is affected. It may not be the same exact way, but everybody is affected by something that's going on in the world right now. The only thing you have control of is your own mind. That's it. All right, that's all I got. Any closing remarks, ladies?
Child, the closing remarks is this Ashley Nicole. Catch me at mz.ashleynicole. Link in the bio. My book is still available. Y'all, I'm excited. It's been good.
You had an interview too the other day. I saw it.
I did. It hasn't.
They said it was cute too, by the way.
It was. I know, girl. Right?
That was
I
cute.
said that. I said okay, but no, it had. They haven't put it out yet, so I just got behind the scenes.
Okay. Gotcha.
When they put it out, I'm gonna put it out. But it was behind the scenes, baby. They pushed me. I said, "Ooh, child." I said, okay, y'all making me talk. This ain't just girl chat. Y'all making me talk.
Big business,
right?
Big business.
All right. Anything, Angie? Anything, Sunshine?
Nope.
Sunshine chilling.
Oh, that's right.
There you go.
Yeah.
And has Memorial Day always been the week before the last week of May?
Yeah.
Did they change that?
I think so.
It has.
It has been.
Yeah.
I always thought it was I always thought the 31st, whatever that Monday was of the last week of the month, was Memorial Day. Oh, it is the last Monday.
Yeah,
so technically it's still the last Monday.
It just depends on how the days
Gotcha.
fall, like how the month start.
That's what was throwing me off because I was thinking the 25th it was still another week. Okay.
That's how I do it.
All right. Y'all want you said where to find you. Where to find you at?
Oh, love to love 30@gmail. Oh Lord.
She about to get y'all on Instagram.
Email me.
I'm on IG, love to love 30. And catch West Georgia United. We'll be in Lawrenceville for track this weekend. And if you have any children from 5 to 13 that you would like to come get some track lessons, bring them to West Georgia United. You ain't got to worry about the coach all up in the video. You ain't got to worry about none of that. Bring them on to West Georgia.
And y'all, so my birthday is Monday, so I am outside. I am outside all
What we at? Lavia? What is
Lavia on Saturday. All weekend long. I am outside. Gonna be there. I know this. Whatever.
Okay.
I thought I was gonna be there. You know I would have.
I'm gonna have to catch an Uber all the way out there. Jesus.
I got a driver.
Lucky you. Maybe I can find a sugar daddy or somebody to drive me. Hey, any single men that would like to whisk me away?
Where you at, Nate? We
ain't
talking about Nate.
No, hell no.
Nate for emergency purposes only.
Yourself. I might need a Nate.
Nate is when you about to be on the side of the road, girl.
Nate is when they about to put your stuff out. Like
it can be
the couch and stuff.
You never know. I don't look like what I'm going through.
That's right. Hello, I could be getting kicked out right now.
They're at the house right now while I'm doing this show.
Right. Hello. Shit. Oh.
All right, and you can find Dr. Kells tonight at Something Special Bar and Lounge from 7 to 11 p.m. with karaoke with Dr. DJ Pijo. We will be there giving advice and karaoke. All right, so y'all have a good night. Peace.
Peace.
We can stay in Harlem or be bougie in Manhattan. Go to Magic Johnson's or just see whatever happens. Yeah, I'm a simple girl, I don't need anything. Rain or shine out of mine like Sinatra, baby, fly me to the moon. Take my heart into a rocket and just shoot it, baby, straight into the blue. Fly me to the moon. We can watch the sun drop, we can run the arcades. Barefoot on the boardwalk, making out the whole way. It ain't no pressure, babe, I don't need anything. Rain or shine out of mine like Sinatra.